Prismatic Evolutions Lucario and Tyranitar Premium Collection. Yes, this dropped yesterday at Sam's Club, and it was a very interesting drop. I personally went live for it, so I kind of experienced the whole entire thing. And I would say for a lot of people, this did not really go good in my personal opinion. At first, I thought it went well. Like I said, I always get like a small perspective because I have the live stream and stuff like that. So the people inside the live stream, if you're there, it kind of works out a lot, which I would suggest you join, subscribe, you can have notifications on, because I do go live for a lot of these drops that are at least timed and stuff like that. We know the time, so we kind of know how they go. But first off, I would really appreciate it if you let me know your whole experience. How did your experience go? I know for a lot of people, it did not really go so well. But when I went live, there was a workaround for this product that is very interesting. That is why I like personally going live for these kind of events and stuff like that, or I guess drops that happen, because we have so many people in there that different people kind of start to figure out different things, or they get other information from some other sources and kind of let us know. It really helps out a lot, and I really appreciate it, because I remember there was one person that said that, like, hey, there's a workaround. And I'm gonna let y'all know the workaround, because I would say this is probably gonna happen again. I'm assuming this is not the final kind of wave we're gonna get of this. There was only 35,000 of these came up on Sam's Club, which is still crazy, honestly, and absolutely insane. And they didn't even last that long. I think they maybe lasted like 20, maybe max 15 minutes. It was kind of crazy. Probably about 20 minutes, I'd say. 20-25 minutes is probably about as long as it lasted. Didn't really go too well. But maybe 30. I don't know. It was like 30 minutes or something like that. I think 30 minutes max. But for 35,000 units to go out in 30 minutes, it's kind of crazy. But there was a workaround. I'm going to show you all the workaround, because for future drops on Sam's Club, you'll possibly need this workaround. Okay, follow this very closely. So once you click the link, I have the link in the description of the live stream. Once you click the link, you'll be brought up to this page of the Lucario and Tyranitar Prismatic Premium Collection. Well, if you didn't know, whenever you're trying to buy this from here, for some reason you couldn't really press the buy button right here. It was so weird. But somebody let us know in the live stream is, look, you had to add to list right here. I'm not gonna be able to add to list because I'm not really signed in, but once you click add to list, and then that you can kind of create a little list or whatever like that, make sure you pre-do this. I would suggest you to do this now. If you have this, if you have Sam's Club, you do need a membership, I would say that. So I guess that's kind of what helped out this a lot better as well too. Not everybody was trying to get this or was able to get this, but like I said, you have to add to list, create a little list for it. I would do this now so that you know for future reference, whenever this does come back up, you can go to your list. Once you go to your list, you are able to kind of get it from there. That's what it was. Once you add it to your list, and that you can click it, once you literally added it right then and there, you can literally just show view list, and that you can go to your list and then add it to cart from there. Like I said, it wasn't 100% the easiest drop. I can tell you that right now. It kind of was laggy a lot. There's a lot of different things that was messing up and everything like that. Me personally, I messed up really bad because I didn't have my payment method was not ready at all. I did the wrong shipping address, and I didn't know I couldn't change it when at the checkout. Literally, like right when I figured that all out, it just sold out. So it was brutal. But I would say this for this drop, it was really interesting because it just kept having different issues. I would say that this was not the worst drop. Don't get me wrong there. This was not the worst drop, but it wasn't the best drop as well either. But this is better than I think a lot of the other ones that I've seen personally. Like, the one thing I like about this is this does not have a queue, which, don't get me wrong, I like a queue to an extent. But why am I saying I don't like a queue? Well, because this only lasted 20 to 30 minutes. So that means we're only spending 20 to 30 minutes trying to get this product. Yes, we're still spending time trying to get it, but you're only spending that amount of time. For example, for Walmart, you could be there for an hour or 2 or 3 just waiting in queue, and then figure out like, oh, it's finally sold out, unless you're live or you have some other people that are kind of doing the same thing, and they can kind of let you know. You need like a big group of people for one of these drops to kind of know what's really going on. Like, for example, when the Pokemon Center drops stuff, I like to try to go live because we kind of know how much is in stock and seeing if it's even worth going to the Pokemon Center to get the stock. Do you see what I'm saying? So that is kind of the main reason why I kind of like doing these lives, to figure that out. But this was just an interesting drop. And you know what's even crazier? Every single time when this stuff drops, I always tend to go to eBay. eBay is just the one place where I go to kind of see what's really going on, see what the secondary prices of this product is selling for. Y'all are not gonna believe what I just see. It is kind of crazy in my personal opinion. I would not be paying these prices, but guess what? There is one being sold, one already sold. Look, for $135 plus $11 shipping, $145 for this product. $145. That's absolutely insane. That don't make no sense to me. Like, what is going on here? 130, 140. Why does it? I mean, I wouldn't say it kind of doesn't. It does make sense, but it doesn't make sense because if you think about it, when we go to Sam's Club, look how much I sell for. $60. Well, $56 plus like tax and stuff like that. I think it ended up being like 130 or something like that when you checked out. I forgot exactly what it was. I didn't get to check out. The sliding thing, I was stuck on the sliding. That's the one thing that really got me messed up. Like I said, my payment wasn't confirmed or right, and my address wasn't right either, so it worked out. You know what I mean? But kind of happens. I've learned from my mistakes, and whenever these future drops happen, it happens. And also, one thing too, I'm kind of all over the place with this, but with this drop, mobile seemed to be the best way to go. That's where I've seen a lot of people have success at. I did see a couple people have success on like a computer or something like that. Me personally, I tried to do it on the computer that I was on. Did not work at all. It was a disaster. So this drop, it was better on mobile, which is interesting because typically, for at least my experience, some mobile drops aren't really the best, and sometimes it's better to be on a computer. So it's kind of nice to know this. If you're as long as you're on mobile, it works out. Will they eventually kind of implement a queuing system? In my opinion, I don't know. They might. I would say every single place so far has implemented a queuing system. Costco has a queuing system. Walmart has a queuing system. Pokemon Company has a queuing system. Best Buy has a queuing system. Literally everybody has a queuing system besides Target and Sam's Club right now. I'm pretty sure that's the only ones. I'm not 100% sure if that's really about it. But yeah, that's probably the main ones that I personally know. We'll see how this goes. I don't think they're going to have a queuing system, because I would say this. Overall, the site did not work the best, but at the same time, there was a good amount of people being able to check out with this drop. That is the one thing that I always look out for. Once we figured out the workaround, I got plenty of people in the live stream. It was a good amount of people, in my personal opinion. It was really, really good. But they were able to check out with this product, which that's good to see once we figure out the workaround, because once you figure out the workaround, you can kind of go for it, and it kind of worked out and everything like that. So that was the main thing you needed to know, I guess, was the workaround. If you didn't know the workaround, you were kind of, I guess, cooked for the most part. I'm not 100% sure. If you didn't use the workaround, let me know. Let me know how it went for you. If you were able to get the product, if you were, great, I'm glad. But once we figured out the workaround, it was kind of the better part of it. Now, the one thing too that I want to look at, and that's very, very interesting to me as well too, but this did just drop. I would say that literally just dropped. If we go to the Prismatic Evolutions packs, single packs, let's see what the price is. Look, they didn't really, what did they drop? 8 cents today? 8 cents? They're down 7% in the last month. That's kind of crazy in my opinion, like insane. Like they need to drop down further. Like it's crazy to see that. They did drop to like $9.35. I guess that's kind of when we figured out the premium collection was coming for Sam's Club and everything like that. We have so much more products for Prismatic Evolutions coming. It is insane. I still do think these prices will come down. Possibly. I've kind of went over this in the last video, and some people are like, oh, you're trying to show this, you're trying to show this. I'm just being brutally honest here. There's just so many good cards and expensive cards that pull from Prismatic. It's just gonna see how the market really, I guess, affects this and see how it goes. In my personal opinion, these packs do need to come down, but the first thing that needs to really come down is kind of the hits, the Umbreons, the bigger hits, the $200 hits. Those need to literally just half in price. Then we'll probably see some of these packs come down in price. Have to really see what happens here, especially with as many packs that came up on the market today. Let's just do a little bit of math before we end this video to kind of see how many packs came up on Sam's Club. All right, look. 35,000 times, I'm pretty sure 14. Let's see what this number comes out to be. Oh wait, no, what am I doing here? Let's see. 490,000 packs came up on Sam's Club yesterday. 490,000. That is so many packs. That is crazy to see that. That is just like an estimated guess, but still, seeing that is pretty good. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know how the drop went for you. Just kind of wanted to go over this, kind of talk about this a little bit, and kind of just go over the drop. Like I said, I would love to hear your thoughts, how the drop went for you. I gave my experience, and I go the best. I did not personally able to get it, but like I said, I did see a good amount of people be able to get it, so that's kind of what made me happy about it. I wouldn't say happy, but it was like a good sign for this drop, because sometimes we've had drops in the past that literally nobody got nothing. It was an absolute disaster. So actually being able to see some people be able to get some product this drop is really good to me. I'm glad to see that. It wasn't perfect, don't get me wrong, it's never perfect, especially when you have this many people like trying to get this product. Like, it's crazy to see that. But let me know your thoughts and opinions. I just kind of want to go over this, talk about this a little bit, and see what happens. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one. Peace.